move might make your head blow off.
Hey yo, it's a talk show host, Kana Lassiter. Join me for an episode of Relations, the most lit hour of adult conversation.
Hold up, you know you can't forget about me. It's 51 Spade, alpha male G-O-D, one half of Relations. You wanna hear the truth? Can you handle the truth? It's where it's at, baby. It's where it's at, baby.
What's good? Welcome to an all-new episode of Relations. My name is Kana Lassiter.
It's your boy, 51 Spade, alpha male G-O-D, a.k.a. the ninja you love to hate. I'm in the building.
And you already know how we do this. It's 2 exciting topics in 1 hour. The first topic is, should your partner play their role when there's other people auditioning for the part? It's a good one. And the second topic is, should your partner's value solely be placed on what they can bring to the table? Mostly tangible things like money. So let's start with the subject of your partner playing their role. Should they? While you still have people auditioning for the part. I think this came from a lot of different topics that we've been hearing all week. One in particular, that when we're dating, we have no clue, or sometimes we forget that there are other people who are attracted to the person that you're with. They have conversations with the person you're with. They work with the person that you're with. And so your person is always seeing some type of evolution and some type of progress in a person. And if he's not seeing that at home, then I think there's probably a natural attraction to this person at work, or a natural attraction to someone else that he's just always around that seems to be always evolving. So the question for that person would be, should I play my part if another person could come take my role anyways? What do you think?
I mean, if you want to be single, you ain't gonna pay no attention to it. But to think that you're the only person that this person can attract would be ludicrous. Like, at the end of the day, it's real competitive out here. And like, I think people covet a lot of shit, and people enjoy attentions. When you look at, like, it's so many ways to get attention. You got social media, workplace, for women just being out and about. They can receive attention, and a lot of women downplay it a lot of time. No, I don't just because I get that attention, but I think it really does something. It's like, if you had a boyfriend, most women tend to tell the boyfriend about how they got stopped by someone they didn't like, but they don't ever say the person that
smelled so good
that they like, that's in the workplace, or that person that always sends them a DM or a message or something, just leaves this comment for them that makes them smile. And that's what makes it real competitive out here, because even though she have a man, she still is allowing these things to make her feel good.
Right. I think this is an important topic for both men and women. I think too, on this show, we're pretty hard on women. You know, if you are out of shape, lose weight. If you have been smoking cigarettes and you're single and you've been looking for a man, maybe you should stop smoking. You know, we always say that of women. And I feel like this is a subject that I can really dig into when we talk about men. I really don't believe a man is with his woman saying to himself, I wonder if there's another man that she's talking to. Or a man could be attracted to his woman in a certain way. Like, she ain't no 10. She don't got no flat stomach. Her titties medium. She really don't got no ass. But that's how she looked to you. To another motherfucker, she might be the world, depending on what the hell he looked like anyway. So how he approaches her and how much he tells her she's beautiful and how much he loves her body, you have no clue about. So I think men will get with a woman that's not a 10. Oh, she a 5. That's cool. You know, she gonna be submissive. You know what I mean? Like, I could probably, manipulate the situation a little bit because I know I look better than her. But, however, there is a person out there that she's fine to. And I think men just say, well, you know, ain't nobody else gonna want her. But what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Who wants you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Ike was talking to Tina. What you gonna do now? You know, I don't know. That was Color Purple. That's what Mr. said to Celie. You broke. You ugly. Ain't nobody gonna want you. But the truth is, there is someone out there who thought Celie was attractive, I'm sure. Or liked Celie for something she could do, maybe not how she looked. So I think men are the biggest perpetrator of not thinking that there's competition, to be honest.
What men are you looking at? You better stop watching TV.
Whatever.
Like, every time we get to talking about every time you get to talking, you start bringing up some shit that don't really exist.
It does exist. Where did they get it from if it doesn't exist?
TV, like you just said, The Color Purple. I just said you bring up all this shit that y'all see on TV and it's cool. But I think the one thing that you're forgetting is, or the one thing that you're leaving out of is, so you talking about bums. You know what I'm saying? Like really at the end of the day, I'm serious. Like you talking about bums, and I'm just addressing the situation of what you just talking about. I don't know no man going out and was like, let me get this 5. Don't nobody really want her.
That's
you know
not,
what I'm saying?
But he might not think
can I let me
go ahead.
I mean, because that's what you said, so I wanted to address this shit. Because when you said it, I was like, who in the fuck out there? Oh, nobody want her but me. So let me get this 5 because somebody else won't see that 5. No, man. Like that's a bum. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know that men is trying to get the best. You know what I'm saying? The best thing out there. Ain't no fucking man who really got money that's doing good for himself finna go get no fucking 5. He ain't. He getting a trophy on his arm. You know what I'm saying? Something that he know everybody else won't. That's the reality of it. That's how a man really think. Now, if you know people that's getting 5s,
I don't mean that way.
Motherfuckers are bums.
No, let me put it in a different context.
No, you don't have to give another context because I was gonna go both ways. I just wanted to clarify that up real quick. There are men that take their women for granted, which I think that's really more of the route that you're talking about. There are men that once you get your woman and you kind of take her for granted, but let's not get it twisted. Sometimes when you get your woman, she starts soft is an 8. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say she was an 8, and then life, babies, relationship, stress makes her not be the same way.
It's true.
Now, I can't say who fault this is that you don't keep yourself up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say both people play a part. You know what I'm saying? I think you will still get the compliments and things that you would probably want. But I also feel like sometimes, you know, people get comfortable in relationships. I don't even want to just put it on a woman and just be like, women get comfortable. I want to say that people get, I use both genders because you know bums.
I can't wait to rebuttal that bum comment because that bum comment isn't actually true. What I'm saying is that no, because now you're taking away the point of a man going after and preying on someone who might be not a 10. And I don't want to give 5 too much juice on it, but when I say 10, in my head I'm thinking Beyonce, Halle Berry. I'm talking about somebody who got it together, not only by looks but bank account, the whole 9. So you could meet somebody who's a 7 on paper, but in your mind it's a 10. It's just that she looked like she got the Beyonce body, but her bank account ain't there. So that's the only reason why she's a 7. So I understand what you're saying. A man gonna go looking for the complete package, but most men.
But you wanna know why?
Why?
Because those are called eternal 7s. Eternal 7s are the ones that men pick after the 8, 9, and 10s are gone.
You know what? You have a fucking answer and a rebuttal for every blood clot thing.
It is. It's the ones that are chose are those the ones that after the 8, 9, 10s get married, get picked up, and they're off the market. And the 7s are there, eternal 7s, this is what we call them. The 7s are there because these are the men that's fucking left. So it's not that men going after them. It's like them 8, 9, 10s are
already gone. So the 7s are all that's left.
Yeah.
But this is why I give 7 more of a realistic quality. It's because you can meet a bad chick. When I say bad, I mean physically bad. But she's on her come up. You know, she don't do nothing but hair and nails right now. But she's working towards getting her own shop. So to you, that's a 7. She fine and she work. So to you, yeah, she's a 7 on paper because her bank account ain't straight. But technically, if somebody just look at her, she a 10. You're with her, knowing her bank account ain't straight. So she's still a 7 on paper, but don't nobody know she's a 7 except for you. And to me, I think a man could manipulate because she got 3 points missing. Now, you can fool the world and be like, damn, he got him a 10. You know she a 7, and you use that to your advantage. Bitch, you gonna do what I say. You know why? Because I make more money. You say that every show. A man with money have power. So another man with money won't necessarily go team up with another chick with money. You know why? Because they gonna be bumping heads.
No,
so sometimes a man with money will go find a bitch that's 3 points lower than him on the income basis, and so that he can keep the power position. And I think that's a part of the manipulation, so to speak, that leads us to the subject that we're on.
It's too bad I gotta school you on this.
You don't gotta school me on nothing, homie.
Yeah, it's too bad I gotta school you on this.
How
because
wrong?
Because you know why? Because you don't have dick and balls. That's how you wrong. You don't know nothing about no fucking man. Like, what the fuck you know about being a man and how men choose shit? You ain't one. So that's how I can school you. You ain't one. And I'm gonna tell you right now, men don't look at shit like that. Men don't look at women based on their bank account. And we are visual motherfuckers. We don't base anything on what that bitch make or anything. Like, we don't care about any of that shit. So that does not make her lose any points or anything. If she was a 7, she's a 7 regardless of her bank account, whatever book she read, whatever knowledge she thinks she have, or any of that shit.
What's wrong with you?
There ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm just keeping it 100. And the other thing is, the reason, and that is a complete horseshit what you talking about. Like, ain't no man gonna pick another woman based upon her bank account because they're gonna bump heads. They are not gonna bump heads because this chick that you're talking about that make money or whatever the case may be, this is what we call them bitches. That's like, I call them builder bitches. Like, this is what they are. These are the ones that are not married, that hate men. That's like, I don't need no man for anything like that. And the reality of it is she can't get her shit together when she's approached by a man that got his shit together. She prefers the man that ain't got his shit together.
They both do it. I think both sexes do it.
I didn't ask if both sexes do it. I'm just covering man shit. I'm just covering from what you were talking about. And I'm saying that she don't want to hold that mirror up in her face to see the flaws that she lack. She when it's time for her to bring shit to the table, she's really bumping heads because she like, cook. I make too much money to be cooking. Clean.
Exactly.
I got a PhD. I don't need to be cleaning nothing. Like, that's the bump that we talking about. And instead of having a civilized conversation or saying there are some things that's wrong with me, because really at the end of the day, like, she wants the relationship. Men control relationship. She just don't want to do the due diligence to study like what a man really wants. She out here being Shira and being a man and trying to take on both roles and gender and all this other type shit to sit down with a man and be like, you know, what do you want? So the reason she's bumping heads has nothing to do with money, because the man don't give a fuck about her money. He's saying, can you be cooperative? Can you be fit? Can we get along that way? And she's saying no. That's why.
Okay, and that's where the issue of having other people auditioning for the part. If your partner knows that she's not the 10, or if your partner knows that he's not the 10, basically vice versa, if you both know that about each other, then you might have opened the door or left the door open for people to come in for you to replace that person. So the question is, should that person continue to play the role when they know you know they're not really what you want? Because at the end of the day, that's why I keep saying that we know that people know who they're dealing with. You know your partner's flaws. and vice versa. And sometimes we can use that as leverage. Everybody does it. I think it's human nature. I really do. And it could be on purpose, and I think you could do it not on purpose. It's just, you know, she's clumsy. You know, she liked to drink too much. You just know certain flaws about your person. And because you do, are you purposely leaving the door open because that flaw in the back of your mind really does bother you?
I think now this is why I will say something. Is a man, and I'm only gonna speak for men, and then you can speak for women. Is a man, yeah, you do leave that open. And you leave that open just because you start seeing things that women in the beginning present is, I can do that. Like, you know, like, it's easy to say, like, can I do that? Like, even when I meet women, like, well, what is it gonna take for, you know, me to be dating you? And I say, well, I like girls that like girls. And the woman says, well, I can do that. Well, it's easy to say that until you're confronted with it. And then shit actually has to be done. Can men like women fake their way through it? You can. But over time, emotions come into play. Jealousy might come into play, just on this subject in particular. And other things. So men keep kind of doors open to say, stay on your shit. Nah, because if you don't stay on your shit, you got somebody else that can fulfill that spot. But I'm not necessarily sure if people show that there's another person that can fill that spot. I think it would be better if people started showing that, because even though the door is open, the other person don't know.
The other person doesn't know that there are people auditioning for the part.
Yeah.
I think if you're given opposition, first of all, that should be your first indication. If you're not cooking, if you're not clean, and you ain't sucking dick right, you just off, kill. I think that you're being, it's ignorant for me to say that they're being that horrible for no reason, because they just have no value, and because that's how they live. I think a lot of that is tit for tat, unfortunately. Okay, you don't want to be shit, I ain't going to no gym. You don't take me on dates anyway, so what am I losing weight for? You know what I'm saying? You don't work. You don't do this. You don't do that. So a lot of that, I'm saying that there are the percentage of people who are just ignorant, but there's also a percentage of women who, yeah, they know their shortcomings, but they also know yours. So since you're not doing it, I'm not doing it. Or since you're not the chivalrous man that opens doors and takes me out on dates, what am I going to the gym for? To walk around in my boy shorts and a half top for you at home? I don't go anywhere. So, I mean, I think that it could be a tit for tat also. And I didn't consider that before. Because, again, I'm going to say clearly, I'm going to stand by it, a person knows their score. I think one of our Podbean listeners was like, well, what's y'all rate? How do y'all rate yourselves? And that's very hard to take a look in the mirror and be like, okay, from a 1 to 10, what am I? I know damn well I'm not a 1. And I know I'm not going to say I'm a Beyonce, but I'm not going to underscore myself either. I'm a bad bitch. I'm going to give myself an 8. I'm 2 points off because I got some things going on that I feel like I need to work out. But I'm still up there. And I think it's okay to say that. And I think the 2 points that you're missing have to be a conversation. You just can't pretend like you're missing 2 points. Like a lot of people go through life with like the 2 points ain't shit. And them same 2 points will have your nigga with somebody else.
It's all opinionated at the end of the day, but I do want to address something as far as like what you were saying, as far as like the tit for tat shit. And I think it's so much of that shit going on, but I also feel like that hurts women more than it hurts men.
The tit for tat.
Yeah. Really at the end of the day, like what you were just saying, why I'm gonna go to the gym and get a flat stomach, and you know, so I can get in boy shorts and all this shit for you because you don't take me nowhere. Well, you're gonna get fat and you gonna gain weight. So and you laughing, but I just really want you to hear me out. While you getting fat, and he still got you in a relationship, he down the street fucking Peggy. Peggy fit. You know what I'm saying? Peggy almost got your man. You know what I'm saying? She fucking him right now, but she almost about to have his ass moving in. You know what I'm saying? And that little door crack while you sitting there playing ping pong, you know what I'm saying? It's like she gonna steal your man. And while you not going to the gym and getting all this shit done, you gonna find yourself single. And then you gonna have to lose the weight anyway. Yeah. Because now you back on the market looking for a man, trying to convince a man, I didn't used to look this way. This is the way you look now. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I find women a lot of times that, you know, they be big. And it'd be one of my questions. I'll be like, you got big and then you got with me and then all of a sudden you got new life in you. Like it's a new relationship, you got new life in me, and now you trying to lose weight. You should have been trying to lose weight before dating me.
Before dating at all.
Yeah, but now you're trying to lose this weight now. And that's why I said, where did that tit for tat shit get you? Because it's like, because even though you saying, well, you don't take me nowhere, and so I'm not gonna go to the gym, and then he dump your ass, like, that's how men move. Anyway, like, if you won't do it, another person will. You ain't gonna suck no dick, I got another one for that. You don't want to lose that weight, I got someone else for that too. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, the man ain't losing nothing out of it. So I don't understand the game that's going back and forth with that.
Yeah, I don't either, and I do think you're right. I think the same thing can happen to men though, even though you say you think that's more of a woman thing. But your man could be.
No, I was just answering it from a man standpoint.
Because other men,
I think it can happen to a man too.
I do find that when a man knows that you're taken, he goes above and beyond, and he might not be the perfect gentleman in his real life. But if he likes you and you belong to someone else, while they're in your presence, they're going to appear to be the perfect guy. Because they're now showing you what they know you don't have. Damn, she ain't never out nowhere. Her man don't never take her out. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to make a point to make sure that your female knows, I like to take my woman out, man. I go dancing, you know. I take my women dancing, you know. I don't know what y'all be doing, but, you know, what y'all doing Saturday night? You know, there's something going on at the Hard Rock, right? That's the type of shit that gets the woman now thinking to herself, like, God damn, you know, she's probably going to go home and be like, you want to go out dancing tonight? And she's going to get the same answer she got when she asked before. So I think men forget that those things are also happening. I know you didn't deny that, but I think overall, men aren't thinking that men are out there making those type of plays, and they certainly are.
I mean, we know men out there making those type of plays. They call bums. I just said that earlier.
Why does he have to be a bum? Because he realizes. Hold on. He realizes something that you don't have, and he's trying to put his best foot forward.
Sorry.
That's the way dating is supposed to be.
My opinion. It's my opinion. And my opinion is this. And I've dated other women, you know what I'm saying, who had men. But I don't bring up they men. That's how he a bum. If I put my foot forward towards a female, I don't have to badmouth another motherfucker and down him just to go on some date with a female. When did
I down you though? When did I say ever?
Oh, your man don't take you out.
No, I didn't say that. I said, damn, I don't know what y'all doing. I put it on both of you. I said, damn, I don't know what y'all doing tonight, but you know it's something going on at the Hard Rock, right? And trust me, I've been around people who use the perfect words so it can't come back on them. That's perfect wording, and manipulative people are like that. I don't know what y'all doing.
Manipulative bums again. That's where they
manipulative person
is a bum again.
How?
Because that's manipulation. Because really, at the end of the day, it's like anything else. It's the same. It's the same shit. It's the same shit that women use on us. You know what I'm saying? That's why when men have side chicks, they often trying to ask you about your lady, which I feel like is a violation. But they doing that because they want to know what it is that your lady is not doing that I can do. Exactly. So once they find that information out, they start saying that same shit that you saying. Yeah. She don't suck that dick like this.
I do.
You know what I'm saying? Right. They start saying some of the shit that you like, where the fuck this came from? You know what I'm saying? Yep. Because they using that ammo. And I would call them bums too. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really got to go that route. Like, I don't feel like, to me, you got to down another motherfucker. Okay,
but this is the problem. And I'm not going to say it's a black habit. But it is. We always immediately go to how that makes us feel. That's fucked up. That's manipulative. Yes, it is, but it's also the world we live in. McDonald's gonna give a fuck about Burger King. They'll open across the street and advertise we got better fries and give away fries on Halloween for free. So that if you ain't had McDonald's fries, we gonna let you taste them for free. So when you're passing by, you make the left to go to McDonald's and you pass Burger King on the right. It is the same philosophy, or should be the same philosophy, when you are out there dating. A man don't owe another man nothing, and a woman don't owe another woman nothing. And once another woman, the person on the outside, identifies a flaw, you done met a beautiful girl at work that got a flat stomach and a big booty, and she bored at home. That's your way in. And don't think that he ain't gonna speak up about her being bored at home. Now, whether she make the move is neither here or there. But I am not going to call him. If she called me, girl, my coworker was like telling me that he'll take me out, I'm not gonna call him a bum. I'm gonna ask her what she wanna do, because she been calling me complaining about her nigga not taking her nowhere. Every fucking week it's the same shit. So I'm not gonna tell her to break up with her man. I'm not gonna give you that advice, but what you want to do, because somebody else is showing you who they are. It's the same. I think I'm being too basic with it. Fuck going out. You showing up at my house with a black eye, and it's another motherfucker on your job that say, look, you don't deserve that. I'll wine you, I'll dine you, I'll take care of you, and I will never put my hands on you. You're not gonna say, that's stupid, he's a bum. How? He don't owe the nigga nothing, and he see a attractive woman that's getting her ass beat. Why shouldn't he put his best foot forward and say, come over here? For what?
I hope that nigga got a chopper, because see, the difference between men and women is like, men are violent. You know what I'm saying? See, a woman will come to you, a woman will come to another woman's spot and confront her at the job and want to grab her hair and key up shit and all that type of shit. A man coming in that bitch killing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. So I can call it what it is.
It's dangerous, but it happens.
Oh, that's right.
And my question is,
and that's why I'm calling him a bum.
But my question is, why are you saying that it shouldn't happen? Why shouldn't
I didn't say it shouldn't
better
happen.
people?
I didn't say it shouldn't happen. I'm just calling it what it is. I didn't say that it was wrong. You know what I'm saying, for what it is. Because remember, when I was talking about this, I said, if you're going to do that, you don't have to down another motherfucker to do it. So I didn't say that you shouldn't do it. I said his approach of how he's doing it makes him a bum. I didn't say it makes him less of a man, or if he goes a different route, or he talks a different route. But trying to put something in somebody's head down in the person that they with makes him a bum to me. And I'm going to stand by that by anything. Now, if his approach is a different approach, if you just going to sweep her off her feet and you doing it the natural way that you know that you just keeping it between you and her, that's fine. The other thing is, boyfriend and wife is different. You know what I'm saying? So you can say that shit about this man don't owe another man nothing.
Dating. That's why I said dating.
So I'm just clarifying just to make sure, because motherfuckers kill over their wives. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to get that dangerous with it, that's fine. If it's boyfriend and girlfriend, I can understand that. I still say you don't have to downplay another motherfucker to get into position. So I just find that manipulation leaves y'all confused with some shit like that. Because I guarantee that if someone was to pull his jacket, you wouldn't stop seeing his representative and see the bad shit that he do. You understand what I'm saying? You would see now if this motherfucker cheat, or if he fart at night, or if he do some of this shit that
you been complaining about.
That you complaining about. It's good to look at another motherfucker and be like, well, damn, your man do this, your man do that, your man don't do this to you, the man don't do that to you. That's cool. That's new energy. He could become the exact man that you have once he has you. It's like, new energy is fine. A lot of motherfuckers hop hoops for pussy in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But once you done had that Egg McMuffin for like 6-7 months, it's like, da-da-da-da-da. I'm not loving it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not always like that. And then that's when the competition shit come into play. Like I'm saying, like, what did you have me doing to come to the window when we first started dating? Yeah. Like, are you keeping yourself up? Are you keeping yourself fit? Are you keeping that attitude that you had?
And it's the same for the men, because and it's coming back to me as we was having this conversation. It's happened to me a lot. Like, I would started dating this guy and he would kiss me so passionately and so deeply. But that was from day one to about, I don't know, 3 months in. And then it was like, I don't like kissing. What the fuck? How? When we first started dating, it's all that you would do, and now and then it aggravates me to all in because you would go to the extreme to say I don't kiss. Well, that's not true because clearly you were. So something changed, or either you did it in the beginning because you knew that's what I needed, and then you showed your real self.
Most people
I
do
don't
that.
kiss.
Most people do that. I mean, I hate to be perfectly honest
It
and
is
blunt,
the most aggravating thing in this entire fucking world.
But most people do. It's just like when you first meet someone, or I'm gonna say for a man, I'm not getting throat immediately when I get it, or even if I am getting it, because she gonna be like, well, I'm the side chick and I don't really suck dick like that and this and that, and now I'm with you and you the deep throat queen. Where was all that shit in the beginning? Like, people have different things that they do and bring to the table at different times. It could be that, like, I have this thing with, like, what you're talking about right now. There are certain women to me that you can kiss, and there's certain women you can't kiss. And I'm gonna tell you why. I dated this chick, like, every time I kissed her, and I don't know how she did it. Every time I kissed her, her breath was like Listerine or strips. It was like always minty. I don't know how it was always like that, but it always was. And then I'm dating another chick. She's saying, well, why you won't kiss me? Every time I turn around, this chick drink coffee. Every time I turn around, this chick is...
You said trick.
This chick eats onions. All those foods that like sink into your pores, and it's like brushing your teeth just ain't good enough, but they act like this shit just disappear. So I'm just saying, like, if that's a situation that happened, just like I told her, like, look, man, make sure your breath is minty, make sure it's fresh. Like, don't try to ignore it based on like you should just want to kiss me. No, I don't want to do that. You know? I don't want to do that. Take a Listerine strip and make sure that everything is fresh and minty and this and that, and you might get some of those results.
That's not what I'm saying though. A person will go to the extreme. A person will be one way. That to me is minor. Because I think the woman would know, I know it's major, but a minor fix. Because I think a woman knows when she drinks coffee and eats onion, and she knows when he says, wait a minute, go do something, that her breath stinks. Okay, we can solve that. But a person who says they are one way in the beginning and then says, well, I don't do that. I never have. I ain't never been into kissing. That's what I mean. You have two different faces. In the beginning, we were going out, kissing me, all types of public displays of affection, letting everybody know in the room I'm your woman. I mean, thing after thing after thing that has this person like, oh my God, this is the guy. And then 6 months in, it's like, this is the guy?
I think you might have been hallucinating. See, that's another thing about women.
Now I'm hallucinating.
I mean, women are delusional sometimes. It's just one of those things. Like, sometimes when I ask women, like, what they guy used to do, it's just like almost saying, like, you didn't know your guy was an alcoholic when we first started. But 6-7 months down the line, now my drinking is a problem. I was an alcoholic when I met you. But you roll 6 months down the line, 7 months down the line,
true.
A year down the line, and now you want me to stop drinking.
Yeah.
Now you want me to pull back. I was an alcoholic when I met you. Sounds about right? Yeah. Sounds similar to what you talking about, right? Yeah, okay. But I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, okay.
Cannot with you. I really cannot.
I'm just saying, like, you talking about shit that don't make sense because
it does make sense. It's just funny, but it makes sense.
But I'm just saying, but that type of shit happens, and that's why I'm saying it's like that same scenario that you talking about. You're acting like those type of things don't happen in life. They do happen. Maybe it wasn't a problem. Maybe it didn't bother you as much in the beginning, and further on down the line, it start messing.
But you know why?
With you. And I know why. Because you have more time to examine. You have more time to compare shit. You have more time to dwell on it. In the beginning, there are things, like I said, that's new energy.
Let me tell you. When you discover something like that, he may drink a little too much. He may like going out with his boys too much. When you first discover those things, understand there's still so much good going on that you don't give a fuck.
New energy.
we're still going out. Yeah, you're drinking, but we're still going out. And you're still holding me. And you're still pronouncing to the world, this is my woman and I love her so much. So that's easy to look over. But now all the passionate kissing stopped. All the passionate love making has stopped. All the going out has stopped. All this shit has stopped. And now the drinking is just all I see. Now the going out is just all I see. I don't have any of the other shit to really focus on anymore because all the great shit that I fell in love with is gone. Understand, when a person has flaws, but they have more good shit, then that's what we do as women. Whether it's wrong or right, we focus on the good shit and it's like, you know what? There's still value there. He still makes me feel safe. He still fixed my house with his bare fucking hands. He still fucks me to sleep. Should I go on? It's a lot of good shit about people that have flaws. So women tend to look at all the good shit that makes them feel good.
Well, then there you go. Shit, keep it moving. You just did what most men do. We do pros and cons.
But what I'm saying is, when that stuff falls off, is what I want to focus on. If you're not doing all the stuff that made me feel good, then what do you think I'm going to focus on? What do you think I see more of? Now I gripe every time you coming in at 3:30 because you was at the poker room. It's like, you ain't fucking me. You ain't financing me. You don't make me laugh. We don't go nowhere. But I have to deal with you coming in my house at 3:30 fucked up from gambling all night. It's not an even trade.
You don't got to.
This one.
You don't got to. Like, I get tired of women always saying, I got to. You ain't got to do shit. You just don't.
Is it time to switch topics? Okay, good. Cause y'all see my left eyebrow. Can't do this shit no more.
I wouldn't put it out there. When you get the twitches, you know you're wrong. So keep it moving. Like I always say about this time.
Anyway. Should your partner's value solely be based on what they can sit down on the kitchen table? So why I said sit down on the kitchen table is like tangible stuff. Oh girl, he makes $60,000 a year. He makes $100,000 a year. Should his value be solely based on what he has in his bank account, how he dresses, his car? Should that value be it? And the same for men to women. Is her value only placed on what she brings to the table?
Have at it, lady.
I'm in the middle with this one. And the reason why I'm in the middle is because I started life off saying to myself, I'm going to be successful. I became successful. I had money in the bank. Everything is good. So to me, what a person had didn't mean anything. What mattered to me mostly is how that person made me feel. There's a problem in that. But if I tell you the problem, then we would have to switch topics. So I'm just going to keep it right there. Is that I had so much value and I was doing so well that I looked at the other person. Well, if I got this already and I got that already, then I just need to hone on this. Because at the point that I'm talking about, that's all I was lacking, was someone else with me to make me happy, to enjoy all the fruits of my labor. I got all this stuff and I'm coming home at night by myself. Who is deserving enough that I could share this with is what I was really looking for. So I'm going to say, for the beginning of this conversation, I did not place value on just what someone had to give me that was tangible. I was more looking for getting emotionally fed. And physically fed too, because I was definitely needed some extras.
So what's the answer?
So my answer is no. I didn't place value on what a person could bring to the table. I wouldn't date a bum. I wouldn't date anybody that, slept in a tent. But I would give you a shot, and you had to have, and you have to have a vehicle. I particularly was real funny about picking someone up for a first date. So I will say that about myself, is you had to have a car. You didn't have to have a lot of money. You did have to work. It didn't matter what type of job. But you know what? It was okay if you didn't live on your own, because I have to say I dated a guy that still lived with his mom. It didn't matter really if you were adapted to the latest fashions, as long as you know how to put yourself together. It didn't matter what kind of car you drove. I didn't need you to have a Lexus. You could have an Impala. You could have really a Corolla. You could really have, as long as you got your own car, I'm good. And you could put, and this is what's gonna make everybody go, you're kidding me. You could have a car and not have enough money to put gas in it. I got you.
How do you? Got a question. Out of relationships that you had, you ever dated a man with money?
Yes.
And have you ever dated someone who didn't really have money?
Yes.
Who made you feel better?
The person without the money.
He made you feel better?
Well, no, not really. I think both of them made me feel like shit. Honestly. I think I said yes right away because the rich guy would beat me up. And the guy with no money didn't put his hands on me. But that doesn't mean that he was a good person either. He was still a fucked up bad boyfriend. And the rich guy was still a fucked up bad boyfriend too. Okay. So they both equally were bad.
Circumstantial. So you fish out of the same pond. Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to say this. Because I don't want to... I would need probably more of a woman audience because we're going by your situation, which is real situation. Most guys don't place no value on that, especially when it comes to women. And what I mean by that is like no man is looking at no woman and like, wonder how much money that bitch made.
I agree. I disagree. This day in 2021?
You can disagree.
Nah,
you can disagree.
I doubt it.
You are. You talking about bums. Now I'm talking about a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about a man.
Touché.
I ain't talking about the you just gave two examples of like I don't like neither one of them. But yes, one. You know, I'm talking about a man. There's no man that's gonna look at a woman and say, I wonder how much money she made. I wonder what book she read. I wonder if she's an educated thinker. No. We don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Men, a real man know how to build his own island, his own house, and everything else. The woman that he looking at, we are strictly visual, and we're visual creatures. Like, our minds and everything is based upon sex. Like, how they look and everything like that. If she can stay silent, keep me fed, and be cooperative and fit.
Did you just say stay silent?
Yes.
What is wrong with you?
I'm a man. What you mean?
Start a prayer group.
And when I say just to clarify, when I'm saying stay silent, I'm talking about not the neck roll, not the attitude, not all that. I'm Shira, a feminist. We don't like men ain't looking for that type of shit. Like we want you to be cooperative. So when I'm saying silent, I'm saying peace of mind. You giving me a peace of mind, not
nagging.
Damn, I do not want to go home because this bitch is gonna be fucking on my case about something. When she yell my name, I say, "What did I do now?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That is what I mean by silence.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? not any of that shit. So when I'm looking at someone like that, like. If those extra things come into play, like she has money, she's an educated person, she can back me with my dreams and stuff like that, that's cool. Those are extra little points. But as far as like looking at her and say, am I going to place value on some shit that she necessarily has outside of that? I'm going to say most men will never go that route. A bum will go that route because he's a bum. You know what I'm saying? Like, does she have a place to stay? Yes. Well, that's a bum because he needs a place to stay. Does she have a car? He's a bum because he needs to drive your car. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I know the difference between this shit on what I'm talking about. Just because women don't recognize that shit does not mean that
but
I don't recognize.
But are you really saying that a man who has money and his own car and his own house and his own ambitions, do you really believe there is no man on this planet like that who is still looking for a woman who has her own, maybe because he doesn't want her to ask him? I don't like bitches to stay the night at my house, so I need a bitch that got a nice condo somewhere. People go looking for what they need even though they don't have it. Even they're not just because they don't have it is what I meant. Like you can have your shit together and still go try to find someone else who has their shit together because you're not necessarily looking to invite them into your world. You're looking to go over into their world.
A user.
And exactly.
Okay, but that's a bum. Again, it's like I don't care how you break this shit down. Like that's still somebody manipulating a situation. So it's like for instance, like how you were saying, like you just said, like, okay, I was with this guy and he beat me up. Well, that sounds like he was a bum and also a user. But I'm almost guaranteed that there was some point in time you saw him saying he don't even really need that, but he want to take it just because he can. Just is a user. Just because, and it's like that with bums a lot of time, because it's like they don't need money, but I want your money.
They'll take it.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need. I got a car, but I want to use your car and fuck your car
Right.
up
Bend
and
corners,
bend corners in your car.
serve dope,
You
the
know
whole
what I'm saying?
nine.
Because
Yeah.
I want to keep my car intact.
Yeah.
But that's not a reasonable human being or man. You understand what I'm saying? So when I'm talking from the perspective of a man. I'm saying a man,
A real man,
is not going to look at somebody as an opportunity to destroy their life. You understand? Because that is some of the things that's going to happen. Those are some of the things that brings in trauma. Those are some of the things that they're intentionally trying to do, and they seek people out like that. But I can't call that a real man. I'm talking about a man that a lot of times when you was like, well, if this woman has her shit together, is she going to scoop up with this man that has his shit together? Well, typically those men that are probably considered like a high value man or something like that, like they even look down upon amongst other men that's not like them, because they're hanging around classy women and shit like that. But they're not around them women because they want something. You understand what I'm saying? It's still about the right suitable mate and everything like that. Not about really what they bring to the table. It's just that you're showing me your reflection of you and how you check off on my list. You can already see how I check off on my list, and can we coexist?
Okay, I think that you're absolutely right, and I don't have a rebuttal for that. But I want to give the example of a starving musician. I live in LA, just happened to meet a guy named Lenny, last name Kravitz. He's a nobody. Don't have a good job, but just know how to play the motherfucking guitar. If I started dating him and someone asked me this question, do you place value on what a person could just bring to the table? My answer while I'm dating him is going to be absolutely no. Now, during the time I'm dating him, where I'm paying the bills and I'm dropping him off and picking him up at gigs because he ain't got no car, all my girlfriends are telling me these are red flags. And all the men who are talking to me are saying that guy is a motherfucking bum. But me, I'm saying, no, he isn't. Me, I'm staying involved because the guy could really play the guitar. And I really believe that one day he's going to be big. He's going to be huge. And one day this guy becomes not Lenny Kravitz, but Lenny Kravitz. And that's how those love stories are created. If they are created out of those situations, because the person saw more value in what the person can tangibly give. A person who is very talented sometimes doesn't have all the other pieces. They don't have the houses, they don't have the cars, they don't have the bank accounts. And you know what? They struggle a little bit more than other people because they're always putting their last time in the gas tank to get to their next gig. So they really ain't got shit. They don't got nothing. So if you're looking at a situation like that, how can you say that wouldn't be a red flag, number one? And number two, where does that scenario end up in your hypothesis about the subject?
I'm gonna go a lot of different routes, so the audience gonna have to keep up with me on this one. First, you ever seen 6 bitches in the room and they can all agree on something? More than likely that don't happen. We see this week in, week out on shit like Real Housewives and all this other type shit. Like, I would tell a woman to not listen to their friends immediately. Like, if you happy, then that's just what it is. Like, when my homeboy's happy, I don't have to like the girl. But I don't go to him and be like, dump that bitch. You know what I'm saying? If he happy, I'm happy, because I ain't got to deal with him.
But I don't think the friends are wrong by saying, wait a minute, you dropping this guy up and picking him up every day, all day.
All right, well, you want my answer?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. Now, when we move on to that scenario right there, I can move into scenarios like Steve Harvey and Kevin Hart. They woman was with them, especially Steve Harvey wife. I was with him in the car. We didn't have nowhere to go. He was just struggling, and she was there for all that shit. But when he blew, just like Kevin Hart and his ex-wife, they wasn't nowhere around either because they got rid of their ass.
They quit.
So,
or no, the men got
rid of them. That's what the wives, those ex-wives, are claiming. Like, once he blew up, like, it was like, fuck me. Like, I wasn't the person that helped him get there. And that's why I'm saying to you, like, some of that shit really don't matter. The thing about, like, tangible things, especially like money, fame, all that type of shit, is like, for me, those things come and go. You know what I'm saying? And they just will. Some things are not necessarily like something you can really hold, as far as like money. So then I'll go another route, and you take somebody like Kurt Cobain with Courtney Love. Kurt Cobain was basically like broke for like majority of the time, like when it all went down. And even when Nirvana like blew up, he wasn't really making money right then and there. And his career span was short.
It was.
So when he died, he probably died with nothing, but then his estate, because she married him, became real big. So he was actually more to her dead than he was alive. So what are those women gonna say? Like, he was a bum, like, you should get rid of him and this and that. But he's worth more to her dead than alive, because he didn't really have that type of shit. So tangible things, sometimes it's like, if that really matters to you, it's not necessary. It's like what, like I said, what really what makes you, like what really makes you happy? Because it's like, is money what making you happy? A man with money, or let's just say, for instance, like, are you taking pride that you were sticking through him through the hard times when he had nothing, and then y'all relationship didn't work out? It doesn't make him a bum or anything like that. And I get that you might have been there during those struggle points, but this is life. This is the risk that we take every day in regular relationships. Like, you could be dating someone, just like how you said, you could be dating someone named Brian. For the first 6 years, y'all could be together, and you love him, he loves you, y'all get along well, but the only knock is, for 6 years he hadn't been able to get a job. He's an inspiring artist, and he's trying. You see him trying every day. He's trying for 6 years. He's trying. Then all of a sudden, in the 7th year, his granddad died, and he inherited a whole bunch of money. You go from now 6 years where everybody was saying, you need to get rid of him. He been trying that shit for years.
But I feel like you would be the person saying that. I feel like that. I feel like if I was sitting here saying, hey, I got this guy that doesn't work, but he fucks me to sleep and he can sing really well, I feel like alpha male would be like, you are one of the dumbest bitches on the planet.
I would only call you.
And why do women do this shit? He giving you all these red flags. You wouldn't give a damn that I'm telling you he's a really talented singer. I just feel that way. I can't speak for you. But the energy that you've given me, I feel like you would be one of those people that's telling me I'm dumb to stay with a broke motherfucker that know how to sing.
Well, first of all, I don't jump in nobody's personal business. That's women. So that's where you got me completely wrong. And I stand by that no matter what. Are you happy? Okay. I only call females dumb if it's a situation of you getting abused.
Okay.
Stupid shit that's going on. Like, if you're complaining like, well, he keeps beating on me. He's verbally, mentally abusing me. Remember, like what I was talking about, I said y'all love each other. Y'all getting along. He inspires you. You inspire him. But he just ain't got the money. You know what I'm saying? I put it that way because I was saying that you are there in his struggling times, but you had no idea that he had a rich granddad because he never led on to it. Sometimes you have those family members, or even though this is a movie, it's just the same. It's the same thing with Coming to America. He was looking for a bride and went undercover because he didn't want nobody to know that he had a bunch of fucking money. He wanted them to love him for him. So when Lisa finally found out that he's a fucking king, it's like the sister was like, you always get the good ones. You know what I'm saying? I do this. But that's just my thing. But anybody else, look, the dad, he worked at McDowell's.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Put him down.
Everything.
Like, this is a perfect example.
Everything that he did in that shit. Someone tried to rob the goddamn place. He saved the whole goddamn restaurant. Nobody in that bitch stood up. And here comes a hating ass bum. Y'all learned that shit in Africa, huh? I was about to step up. But you know what I'm saying? I was sucking on this milkshake. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the fuck he was doing. See what I'm saying? Hate. That's what I'm talking about. Nobody want to give him props. You get what I'm saying?
Right. But I want you to understand why. And I think you gave the best example. This was Lisa's father. And he is equivalent to the people that I've been talking about that might be in your ear saying, girl, he don't have nothing. You deserve better than that. Her father is a perfect example. And I'm not going to give him more credit for feeling that way because that's his daughter.
And that's
so
what
for him,
I'm about to say,
you know what I'm saying?
But a dad is different. A dad is protective. Your friend,
and wants also the best.
Your friends don't necessarily want the best for you. They don't want you to have the best dick.
Why?
You know
they want the best dick.
Thank you.
So if you're getting the best dick, then what that mean for them?
Thank you. they don't
cannot with you.
They don't want that. But am I lying though? They don't
not.
want that shit. It's like for some reason women are competitive, and by women being competitive, they always want to shine. They always want to seem like they have the best shit, girl. Your boyfriend all right or your man all right, but see, we
going to the Tampa Bay game, man. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody really even get into the game. And he got me going. Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. Like you deal with that type of shit, but keep in mind that they don't necessarily want the best for you. So that's why I said like if you're happy, then I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Because some of those things, money come, money go. Businesses come, businesses go. Like, what's going to happen if he's rich when you first start and he makes a bad investment? So I'll flip it around. You take somebody like, well, I'll go to another movie. You take somebody like Rocky. Rocky went from having everything to losing everything and then had to move back to his old neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Adrian stayed with him. But how many bitches really doing that? Like, she went from a big ass mansion with fucking 10 rooms, the whole 9, and then you gotta go back to your old neighborhood in Philadelphia.
That's fucking
most
nuts.
Bitches would be like, you lost that money?
Family would be like, leave him.
Thank you.
He's a bum. But it's fucking Rocky. He's not a bum.
Okay, but see, my thing is, if he was a bum, then he was a bum with money. You can't pick and choose because his money is making him, because his character was his character all the way through. He was the same person without money, and he was the same person without money. So to me, can't no bitch sit on no sideline calling that nigga a bum. If that was the case, he was a bum all the way through.
Right.
So and that can happen if you lose your money. So is it value? I don't know.
You guys, it's time for the tap in portion of the show. You know how to tap in, right? You run past a subject on social media, or something happens to you in life, or you just have general questions. You'll simply email alphamale@spade@gmail.com. What kind of tap in do we have this evening?
Oh, Lord have mercy. This one might get you going, because we definitely gonna need you. So this is actually from a female. Okay, I ain't gonna say her name.
Okay.
But she starts off saying, I'm not gay, but I've never ever finished with a man. Ever. So I tried one time to be with a girl, and she finished me off 6 times. My question is, men should really get lessons from lesbians, because I was with this guy for a whole year, and I was with this girl one night, and bust more nuts than I ever did.
Lord have mercy. Let me take a deep breath. Make me like. When we lose terms like bust nuts, man. 6? Jesus. Woo. Lord have mercy. There's some competition out there, isn't there?
I guess.
Better remain competitive. That's what I have to say about that. You know, a woman knows how to treat another woman. You know, I definitely know how to kiss a pretty pussy. So I get it. I definitely get it.
What the fuck going on here, like? Stay on topic.
It is. I am on topic. You took me there in my mind.
I ain't taking nowhere. I'm reading the goddamn note.
So, but she didn't really ask a question, but she's saying that should men take lessons from men? From my perspective, I could teach you something. From my perspective. But I think you could also teach your man how to, and you can. You're giving up. Somebody blew your mind in one night, but you've spent a year with this person. In that year, you can say, wait, go softer, go slower, up here, down there. There are certain things you could do to make your lover who you need them to be. So I will say no. I would never want a lesbian to have to come into my home and teach my man, and I definitely don't want my man having to ask a lesbian for advice. I would rather him ask me how he should kiss my pretty pussy.
Gotcha. You made some interesting points, and I will say this: throughout life, the one thing that I really want to say is that I agree with points that you made as far as like women is going to know another woman and know how to please another woman. I saw this somewhere and it was posed this way. It was like what you're talking about. Hey, I'm busting a bunch of nuts and a woman comes in and just because she can eat pussy better than man, she can do it. And then another comment was like, well, men know men and know they dicks. Does that mean I need to get my dick sucked by a man?
No.
Exactly. So, with that being said, your partner, if you with someone for a year and you haven't busted nuts, and just by statistics, 75% of women a lot of times don't even know how to bust a nut or orgasm or any of that. They learn, and sometimes they learn later on in life. A lot of times women been having sex, and it's just because you know y'all have voices now that y'all can say it, but there been women a lot of times been fucking for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Ain't busting not one goddamn nut. They was there to please the man. He wanted some pussy, he wanted some head. They never bust a nut, and then that's just what it was. Now women are a little bit more vocal. So if you're with somebody for a year and you're not telling him he's doing something wrong, he's not doing what is required for you to bust a nut, he's not getting those things done, that is your fault. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way that I look at it. Like, why are you gonna continue to get on your back? Why are you gonna continue to get doggy style? And why are you gonna continue to do all this shit and not bust no nuts? Or you might not like men. You know what I'm saying? You started off the sentence saying that you ain't gay. You might be. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? I'm gonna say this. In the aspect where she's talking directly about oral sex, I get it. But
she didn't say it was oral though.
She just said he hadn't made her. He hadn't got her off.
She didn't say oral. She just said that she was with a woman for a night. So she didn't specify
what was going on.
What was going on. Now I get it. You know what I'm saying? It probably could have been oral unless the girl pulled out a strap.
But what I was gonna say was this, and I kind of lost my train of thought on it.
Okay.
I was going to say that. It's going to come back to me in just a second.
Well, while you thinking about it, let me finish what I was saying.
Yes, please.
and my thing is, like, I don't really think a lot of men out here, because I hear a lot of women, and I wanted to bring this up. Women sometimes say this shit. Like, well, I don't want to tell the men because men got fragile egos. Like, if I tell him, like, I'm not coming, or if I tell him that he's doing it wrong, like, we get in a fight or this and that, like, I don't know men. I don't know men that have, and I'm not saying it can't happen, that if you with your lady, now I could see if it's like some random bitch that you just met, and then you say, hey, you know what I'm saying, I ain't bust no nothing, we just met. I could see that getting into a fight. But if you with someone a year, you can get past that.
Yeah, it's your responsibility.
You can get past that goddamn period of where he's gonna catch an attitude by you saying, listen, babe, shit ain't working. I'm trying to bust this nut. So this is what we need to try. Yeah. I'm quite sure shit can get back on track.
I just don't want it to be swept under the rug that a female trait is to always let the man lead. And over half, no, I'll say 50-50. Yes, 50% of it is I want to bust a nut, but the other 50% is I want to make sure he busts a nut. And that's an episode of Relations, guys. My name is Kana Lassiter, and you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and IG at Kana Lassiter.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for joining in on Podbean. Y'all make sure y'all hit that follow. Check us out every Friday. We have a YouTube channel, so join the watch party. We go on there. We have conversations with y'all. And you can reach me on both platforms, Twitter and IG at 51Spade. You're looking for the shirts. It's mailgodcreations.com. Like I always say about this time.